The 1920s, a time of prosperity, partying, work-related accidents, and child labor.
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
What a time to be a child, working hard or hardly working, as they say. But what comes after prosperity? Depression, as they say. A Great Depression. As I was saying, the Roaring Twenties couldn't have been possible without the help of the child labor workforce. Well, that's what they thought at the time, but we don't have child labor, and look at us now. However, no amount of kindergartner-run factories could have stopped the stock market crash of 1929 and the subsequent chaos and mass unemployment. This mass unemployment didn't just affect working adults, however. The 25% of Americans who were unemployed throughout the Great Depression included American children that could have been in the mines. Now that's what I call depressing. These children, now unemployed with no Fortnite Hatsune Miku or Instagram Reels to fill their days in their minds, the children and teenagers of America sought a new pastime. What did they choose? Secondary schooling. That's right. Up until the Great Depression, high schools were practically unheard of as a concept. Very few teenagers enrolled past elementary or intermediate school in favor of working a job to help support themselves and their families. As the Great Depression hit and kids lost their jobs along with the adults, the next best thing was to continue their schooling until adulthood. There was a considerable increase in per capita growth following the great increase of high school graduates, cementing high school as a necessary part of our education. But the new schools didn't evade the depression of the Depression. Despite the over doubling of the amount of students enrolled in secondary schools, the budget did not change to accommodate, creating many issues that were difficult to solve at the time. Teachers were understaffed and underpaid, often overlooking an entire school's worth of children in one classroom all alone. Nutrition was also difficult to handle, as food cost money and nobody had money. But students could not learn on an empty stomach, and many lunch programs were cut due to tight funding. Bullying was also a very large problem in schools. Everyone felt depressed and hopeless, and some kids were hit harder than others. The better off kids bullied the poorer ones for their fake Jordans, and the poor resented the better off for flexing on them. Despite all these problems, schools and students flourished. But how? I'll have my friend Jamie give you an answer.
Okay, let me check the script. Oh, okay, so they did stuff for, like, help and stuff. It's you know how it is. Stop. What are you doing? No.
Oh, That is correct, Jamie. Schools hired nutritionists and did everything they could to cut costs for students that may not have had lunch outside of school, and students would make textbook and school supply drives to help the poorer students get access to the materials they need for lower costs. Through teamwork and perseverance, high schools made it through their infancy and the Great Depression. Some programs created in the Great Depression even still exist today, like cheap and universal lunch programs in public schools or used textbook sales. Without these poor, coal-mining children going out of business, we would not have the high schools we have today. Thanks, Timmy.